is,
if I talk,
Roman Polanski is one of America's great directors, and soon he will be returning to the United States, and we will be greeting him at LAX with red ribbons to celebrate.
We did the Polanski episode so we could get this
the Polanski episode?
We got this all out last week.
All right, we won't talk about it this time. I'm sorry.
So this is spooky season. We're back with another spooky episode. So I picked a movie that I hadn't seen before, and I just heard. I could hear myself really loud now.
That's definitely.
I am monitoring the stream on an iPad, and then I send the thing. I have to mute it. It takes a fucking second for me to press the mute. And the fact that you can't fucking figure that out after 67 episodes, and I do it every fucking week. You hear the noise, and you always go, I can hear myself talking now. And it's literally me pressing the mute button. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome in,
guys.
So again, it is spooky season, so I picked another spooky movie for this week. A movie that I hadn't seen before, but I had heard about, and I think what got me onto this movie is I remember seeing like a YouTube thumbnail that basically said deconstructing that scene from Pulse.
Ooh.
Like that scene with hyphenated. And I was like, that scene? What scene?
Whoa.
I was like, I can't watch that video.
Yeah.
I gotta go find out what this scene is. This is what we got, and it's not really the movie I expected. So what we're talking about is a Japanese film from 2001 called Pulse. It came out around the same era as the other analog horror films, like what are they called? The Ring,
Ringu, Grudge.
The Grudge.
Water.
There was another one, One Missed Call or something like that. There's a few.
They're all on Tubi too. Every single one of them.
All of them are there, I'm sure.
General.
And what's interesting is I feel like these movies, like their kind of VHS sort of aesthetic, kind of bleeded into some of like mainstream US horror as well. Like you get like vibes of like Saw and films like that. I kind of get that sort of vibe.
Noir.
Yeah. And just like that kind of analog and very, very, very.
Well, it's analog because they made it in 1998.
I know, but it's all about the internet and like the fears of the internet of the time.
I love the characters in this and the relationships they have, and I love the wardrobe aesthetic because it really reminds me. They really nailed what the look was in the late 90s. And they fucking nailed it, bro. Because like a lot of those outfits I remember, like especially, and like I think the sense of time and place was great. No, I'm saying because like Japanese culture often takes what pops in US and Europe, and then they put their version on it. They put their slant on it, right? And I always love their slant because their slant is usually better than the US slant, right? And I feel like they perfected the grunge aesthetic from this timeline, right? And who's interrupting me? I'm trying to think, and now I can't concentrate. Is that what we do now? Because I'm going to interrupt every fucking thing you say tonight. What are you talking about? Perfect. Then that's what we're doing. I'll win that game every time. I love the post-industrial Japan. Like it's like just before the internet takes over Japan. And like you can see that this movie is really about the isolation of young people in Japan. And they all desperately want to feel connection. They have the computer program that has the orbs that get closer and then pulled away and retract. And that's kind of like, it's almost like a metaphor for what's coming. It's almost a cognition of more isolation to come, more because like even at that point they're all kind of like single players in a multiplayer game that they want to be in. They want to be in a massive MMORPG, but they just don't know how to connect.
Welcome in, Fox. Welcome in.
Welcome to the chat.
You know the thing because I'm gonna forget the thing with the Prague talking about style. That one guy, the main guy, he had like
Christian Slater.
the highlighted hair,
The
and then he had
anime.
he had like emo /
Hawaiian
like punk
shirt.
rock clothes. Like he was like he was in that era. Like he fit.
Yeah.
You got the
Always-
Slater,
yeah,
Christian
it was
Slater
good.
shirt.
He had the Red Hot Chili Peppers on his desk as
Yeah.
well. Like you saw that logo.
Everything from the way they rolled their jeans up. Everything from like the Mary Janes that that Junko was wearing. That was a shoe that a lot of girls wore when I was in college. It was very common, like that brushed, and the color, like it's like a mint, but it's like a very hippie transformed. You see, the grudge era in the '90s was a lot about hippie culture too, combined with punk and like less formal, but also the way they did it in this movie was so well put together. Like I thought they all looked very, and like in the women especially were so graceful and like elegant in a way for young people that it was kind of like, you know, they were less. I don't know. It's just they move differently in this era.
There was also that like shiny sequin shirt that she wears, like you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's all very well done. I think. Beautiful. I don't know if they just like if their costume department was very specific or they just wore what they turned up on set.
I think that's what they were wearing, but like I feel
reckon?
like that was a costume. It felt very put together, right? Like it was very, you know, articulated. Each one of I wish there was more things because at one point at the second half of the movie they didn't change their outfits, and I was a little disappointed that Christian Slater didn't change his Hawaiian shirt enough, and I want to see what the next look was.
Christian Slater, love that.
This is my Japanese Christian Slater.
Had you guys heard of this movie before I picked it for the podcast? You had. What like? How had you heard about this before seeing it?
Time.
Yeah, mine was real quick. I just I remember looking up like or I saw on Reddit like a bunch of movies that you should go into blind and not know what's going on, whatever, and that was one of them. So I wrote it down. It was on my list of movies to watch along with a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it was one of those where I had no idea what it was, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. I'll pick it one day. Then you picked it, and I was like, yes.
And same thing,
on Netflix. I saw it on Netflix because it was a big deal when all these movies came out kind of the late '90s, early 2000s. You know, Netflix was actually mailing stuff, so you could see foreign films that you really couldn't rent before because they just weren't in stock at Blockbuster or wherever the fuck you went. And like, you know, Ringu came out, The Grudge. And then like maybe it took for the American versions to come out for me to really pick up on it. But then, you know, I got really interested in, you know, because it has its own aesthetic and its own vibe. And
did they make an American version of this movie or no?
Yeah, they
yes,
did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
apparently
they did.
It's awful.
Oh.
I've heard it's
I saw that
but...
too. It was fucking not good. And that's what I misremembered this to be. And I thought that I had seen this, but I really hadn't seen the Japanese version. I had misremembered seeing the American version. And I was like, but this one was very vibey. So, it left me in a mood for these type of slow burns. Sure. It's a slimmer. It's not a shocker. No one's popping out to scare you. It's not like overkill. Dun, dun, dun. It's just very slow. And like you have to be in like a chill zone to do it, to absorb it.
I watched this on my computer.
3 U.S. Pulse movies.
Yeah, there's 2 sequels.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go, JC. You're watching this what?
Yeah, I due to technical difficulties, I had to watch this on my PC because the copy that I got that I was trying to watch on my TV, the subtitles were out of sync, so I had to upload it to Plex and then search for subtitles that that like actually matched. I went through like 10 of them until I found one that lined up with the copy that I had. But
you don't have TV in Australia?
We do have Tubi, but this one wasn't
on here.
Yeah, it wasn't on it.
All these movies are on. All the Japanese original Ghost Monster movies are on there. Like all the Ringu movies, like the 4 Ringu Japanese movies are in there. It's pretty cool.
Was the Tubi one in English or was it all Japanese?
It was Japanese and with subtitles.
Yeah.
It was good. It was nice.
Did you watch it? You didn't watch it in English, did you, Tom?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
But I did Google right away. Is there an English version of this? And the Reddit thread I found, the first thing was stop being lazy, just watch it in Japanese. And I was like,
just watch it in Japanese. What I was shocked by with this movie, because I was expecting like a creepy ghost horror movie, you know, like really intense, but it ended up being like one of the most depressing, sad movies like I've seen in a while. I mean, this movie is all about Japan's loneliness epidemic,
Yeah.
epidemic,
The Appledemic.
academic.
Yeah.
The loneliness epidemic, which I don't think was even taking hold until like, or at least was like mainstream, like known until like the 2010s, right? Like, am I
Well, I
right
mean,
or wrong
Japanese
about
population
Japanese
has always been
history?
declining. You have to understand it's
Looking
been
around,
declining for 100 years because they don't
Mhm.
allow any immigration, and they're very like they don't like make a lot of babies over there, and they can't keep up, and so like it's shrinking, and their
They're
GDP like they're
overworked.
always in a recession on the hanging on a depression because their GDP is withheld by the lack of workforce. They don't have
And they're
enough
overworked. Like
capacity.
they work
Yeah,
like
because they
to
have too
12
many
hours a
people
week.
doing the job.
12 hours
You
a
know,
day, I
they
should
won't
say.
take anyone else into the country to do the work they need done. You know,
And they're extremely like isolated. That there's not a lot of time or room for like socialization. I've heard. But it's I feel like it hasn't been a fun fact that I mean it's not that fun that Japan has the second highest suicide rate in the world until like the 2010s. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Was this like an
that's
issue
pretty
even back
common.
then in
Like it's usually like
2001?
the countries that have long winters with no sunlight that have larger, like Sweden and up near the Arctic Circle, because there's less sun and you
Mm,
get depressed. But yeah, I mean, it's been an isolated, and they drink too much to fucking cover the wound, but they don't really
mm,
deal with the integral issue. It's like
mm.
something like 70% of young Japanese people are um, sex free. They're virgins by choice, essentially. They just don't. It's
I
just
don't
not
have the time.
cultural.
And they don't have the time. They don't have the homes. Like barely any of them own homes either.
They're voluntary
They're too
celibate.
expensive.
They
Yeah,
just it's just a
and
different culture.
it's also the reason why their media is so like hyper it's like hyper stylized or hyper attention grabbing is because of this. Like you know what I mean? Like it's designed to keep their attention
I
so
mean, it's
that
just
they're
a cake
productive.
that got baked in a different oven. You know,
Mm,
it's baked in like they had the opportunity to develop their own culture when most of the world was colonized,
mm,
right? And so you have, if you look at the Philippines, it's got much more of a Spanish and American culture in there, and Korea, and Japan kind of like cooked its, baked its own cake, and so it's got a very unique style which
mm,
everyone loves,
mm.
you know.
I
But it
feel
can be a
like
monoculture for sure,
I want to
you
know
know.
because before we talk about what the story was, I want to ask you guys what did you take away from this movie? Like, what did you feel like this movie was trying to say, or what it was
I
about?
need to go make love to more women in Japan is what I took, because they need a lot of help. They need to be
Try
held
to
and they
be
need to be
serious for
touched.
1 second.
I am
Being
being
serious.
serious,
Being serious.
JC. They have a love deficit, and I'm going to teach them. It's
You're gonna
purely
you're gonna fix all of the
helpful.
Japanese women,
Not
Prague.
all of them, but I'm going to help them, and they're going to help the other ones.
He's
I
gonna
can't
help who
help
he
everyone.
can. You know.
I'm going to
I
do
can
everything I
fix
can.
them.
I'm going
Yeah.
to try.
That's Prague. I
I
can
can
You
fix
have
fix
to
her.
her.
try.
Yeah.
Help. Help.
For
But
for me, it was just the. I mean, I feel like we just keep watching. I don't say we keep watching the same movie, but like it's like we keep having like the same things where it's like driven to madness, slowly descending into madness, and it's like the same thing. Like just the loneliness is just like
overbearing.
it's
Yeah, and
overbearing.
it's
It's
infectious as
making
well.
people like it's so normalized over there. Like as it keeps going into the movie, I don't know. It's just a weird feeling throughout the entire movie that the whole thing happening,
Isolation.
and like especially this scene when you realize what's actually
Oof.
happening, and like
Yeah.
what's you know what happened immediately, but like the
Yeah,
character
as soon
doesn't
as
know right away.
as soon as she walks around the corner, you're like, okay,
Yeah,
this is where this is
well,
going.
like she's staring outside the window, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
all right,
we've
cool.
lost her.
And then she
We've
stood,
lost
when
her,
she stood up
boys.
against the thing, I was like, oh no. There's like there's a dread, a very heavy sense of dread to this movie too. That I thought
agree.
was persistent
Yeah,
pretty early
and
on.
I just found it extremely just like sad. Like the whole movie, I just felt sad for all of these characters. I feel like the okay, like Prague. Do you feel the same way? Did you feel like it was trying to
There's a key scene when Christian Slater goes to Haru-san's apartment and he's banging on the door and he says, Haru-san, I want to try to live with you. And let's try it that way because like they can't fucking stand the loneliness anymore.
So they're trying to
right?
connect.
You can tell they're like aching to like when they hold each other's hands, it's like the most intimate thing in the world, right? In that one scene in the warehouse. And they finally like fucking touch one another. You know, because it's just a very polite society too, and it's not appropriate to just like hit on somebody in a restaurant or something. Like, and so you have to have like certain setups in order to meet someone. It has to. It's very courtesan type of culture.
You need to have a
right?
reason. Those two, they had the reason of. She wants to. She obviously she wants to go to his house, but she uses the reason of like. You know,
and they should have been banging that whole time, not fixing the computer. And I feel like that the story would have been much better for all of them because like it was clear what they like. They dug each other. They were looking at each other in the lab, and like he's trying to figure it out. And she comes over, and it's just like that tension is kind of erotic as well because you know they're never going to hook up. And then you say to yourself, if I was there, I could meet Haru at the hotel after
you would have had
the computer student, and I could take care of that, and she would feel better, and everyone would feel better.
Yeah,
and like that's where my mind is.
Another extremely sad movie of 2001 is South Korea's Phelan, starring Choi Min-sik. I'm gonna have to check that out. Is that a ghost movie like this one? Oh, spoilers! This is a ghost movie, by the way. But what was interesting about this movie is I felt like I was watching two movies until right at the end. Like there was these two stories going on.
The end fell apart for me.
This is the story of this movie. It's essentially two stories. There's this group of people who work in a greenhouse. Am I right?
Like celibate friends. Like a celibate friends.
Yeah,
it's a dour group of friends from like the TV show Friends, except they're sad all the time.
Yeah, they work in a greenhouse. They have a friend who went missing for like
the
weeks.
Taguchi?
Yeah. And one of them goes to the apartment and finds him. And because they had a disc that they needed for something, and he's there, but he immediately he's not himself, and he's like walking around like a zombie, and then he hangs himself, which was that shot of him against the wall was horrifying.
There's a lot of that stuff in this movie, right?
Yeah,
a lot of scenes of self-harm.
Oh yeah.
So that's a warning that for people, if that bothers you or something, man, you're going to see a lot of that. So you know, if you can't.
And there was a really surreal part of the movie as well because like she just leaves the apartment and they're like, "Oh, it sucks that he's gone. But here's your disc." And then she goes back to the apartment like there was no police where are the police?
Yeah.
Where are the adults? It's like Charlie Brown. There's no adults. It's just the Peanuts gang wandering, doing the ghost busting. Like at the end when the ghosts take over the city, no one's around. There's nobody. It's interesting. It shows isolation though. It's a recommitment to the isolation theme that they're kind of like ghosts in the real world. They're like they're living ghosts, right? Because they're really not connecting with other people.
And then the second story is you calling him the Christian Slater character. He has the long blonde hair.
It's a computer game.
Basically, he's just connected to the internet for the first time on his computer, and it like glitches out on him and starts showing him images of people like through a camera, basically. Like I think the first one is a guy in a chair. You know, is he in a wheelchair and he's got a bag over his head and it says, "Do you want to meet a ghost?" And he turns it off.
Oh yeah.
So then he heads to the computer science labs of his university, and he's asking around. He's like, and then he meets Haru. And she's like, "You can press print screen and then send me that."
And he says, "I'd like to print your screen, Haru-san. Why don't you come with me back to my apartment?"
Yeah.
She goes with him, and they make love.
He connects his computer to the internet. He has Quake 2, so he's obviously a gamer.
That's all you need.
He asks him all these questions, and he's like, "I don't know how to work a computer.
I don't know how to do any of this.
I can't find the print screen."
Yeah, so he has to write it down on a little notepad.
which I
What
think
was
was just a ploy to talk to her more. Like
The
hit
women
on
were
her.
in charge in this movie. The women
That's
were the
what it was.
leaders. At the end of the movie, Junko is the one saving everyone. She's the one getting the fuck out. Like, he needs her. Like, that keeps happening in this movie too, where the heroines have the take charge, which I
No,
like.
I think you're mistaking Junko for the other girl.
Label Junko.
Michi.
What's
You mean
Michi?
Michi?
Michi.
Yeah, Michi.
Okay, Michi does a wonderful job taking the bull by the horns and trying to save
Everyone,
Christian Slater,
essentially.
who's another character's name I didn't bother to learn.
I mean, there's a lot going on in this movie. There's the weird simulation of life that her Harue's friend at the university is simulating. It's like little balls like flying around on the computer, and when they get close to one, they die, and if they're too far away from one, they get bigger. I'm trying to remember what the actual simulation was.
If it gets close, it has to go away, and if it gets far, it has to come forward. So it's got like an invisible string that's pulling all of these orbs, and so they're like it's like a randomness to it. It's just an algorithm program, probably.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's meant to like represent life, like social
Human.
relationships.
Because they want to get close, but when they get close, they get scared and they pull away. Right, and that's the constant ebb and flow of sociology.
Yeah,
it's just like all this.
Yeah, and then there's the concept of the ghost through the internet, and there's also the forbidden rooms, which are basically they're created by closing a door with red tape. Am I?
Oh yeah.
Am I understanding that?
And then when you go why the ghosts are here is because the spiritual world is overfull, like a fucking septic tank that's backed up, which is to me kind of not a great theory, but I guess they had to think of something.
Yeah, I mean it allows the plot to progress, but I didn't really understand the forbidden rooms and what their whole purpose was exactly, but
scary stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but that first scene in the forbidden room.
Well, instead of chat room, it's a forbidden chat room, I guess they're trying to say. But there's no chat interaction. It would be interesting if they had they start to try to talk to it, and then there's like things coming back. That would have been an interesting thing, I guess.
Because I think the most effective parts of this movie are like basically all of those videos are really unnerving. Like the videotapes on the TV, especially the one where she's pulling the bag off his head. You can't really see what it is. Like it's like right up close to the camera.
It was like I was trying to figure out forever what the hell it was.
Swap meat bag.
But then they show that's just him taking a bag off his head and then shooting himself. Again, spoilers, but that first scene where I think his name's Yabe enters the forbidden room. He sees I'm pretty sure in Japanese it says help, 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 or help me on the wall. And he turns around and behind him there's this figure on the wall. And it just starts walking towards
Roman Polanski.
Creepy,
which I didn't expect to see Roman Polanski in this as the shadow ghost.
And then he falls behind the couch that's in the room. And he looks under, and there's
no feet.
Thing's still walking, but you don't see his feet. But then the hands come over the thing. And
did that stuff scare you though?
That was freaky.
Were you scared in this movie?
It was unnerving. I wouldn't say I was
it wasn't scary.
I was like
creepy.
It was creepy,
uncomfortable, but it was more
really uncomfortable. But it didn't shock me like some other really scary scenes in movies.
Like Ringu. I think Ringu had a more effective. But I saw the original Japanese Ringu this week on my channel, and I showed it, and it was not as great as I remember. And I think this movie was actually better because I think the relationships were more interesting. It had more to say, but that was the first of a genre, so that's probably why it gets so much respect. And the hair thing was a good thing. I noticed in the American version they had Ringu had the noises, like she all that she had this weird or was that the Grudge?
The Grudge is the one that's
yeah, okay,
that
freaks me out, bro. See, I feel like that noise adds to it with the scary Japanese water ghost, and
but again, I found that this movie wasn't really, to me, it didn't feel like it was actually going for scary. It was going for just really depressing.
Metaphor.
It felt like someone was really upset about the state of Japanese society. Like,
The
that's
culture
kind of
is dying.
yeah. Do we want to talk about the last half an hour of the movie? Because I agree. I feel like that's the part where it starts to fall apart.
I could do all of those special effects on my OBS tonight with transparency
Yeah,
and
that got
overlays.
crazy.
That's what got me going. Especially the C-130 that blows up. That is like the fakest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Listen,
Like they literally had this
didn't have
thing
a
they
big
clipped off the
budget.
top and then they just put another video on top where the thing goes. Like I know exactly, but it's also
they didn't have the biggest
olden
budget.
days.
I did like the effect of the ghost in the final Forbidden Room, though. Christian Slater goes in. I really like that scene.
It was interesting.
But there was also parts like when the I wish they'd left the mold on the walls as mold on the walls. I didn't like the part where it went like
blew it
Thanos
away.
snapped. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that
like
looked like shit. That was
didn't
awful.
look good
It didn't
at
look
all.
real.
Yeah.
It looked so far. It took me out of it, and all the
Unfortunate.
particulates. Even they had particulates in
And
reminded
every
me of
other
the-
scene that it had the mold or whatever or the remnants, it was just there. It just stayed there.
It was beautiful.
That was the only scene that it was just
it
like
was horrifying.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Bugs episode of Supernatural. When have you seen Supernatural? Either of
I
you?
haven't seen it.
Okay.
Parker Mexter is a supernatural head.
Is he? Okay. There's an episode of Supernatural where they're fighting off bugs in a room and it's just like overlaid on top. They're like spraying fire like behind the bugs that are overlaid on top of the screen. That's kind of what that reminded me of.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of that shit growing up, and then when they didn't have the
yeah. Like they can't like add depth to the.
It's just
to the
overlays.
animation.
It's just overlays and transparency. That's all they had, right? And they're using real film, right? So they're taking the film and they're just laying it on top, right? That's basically.
It's not.
I mean, we do digital overlays, and now they're doing it physically. So it's getting another level of inaccuracy. So it doesn't blend with the sky, right? So it always looks like things are on top of the fucking thing instead of like part of the world. Well, and it didn't bother us back in the day because that's what everything looked like. But now
it still doesn't really bother me in this movie because like I know it's from 2001 and they had a low budget.
I was so enchanted by the actors and the relationships. I didn't fucking care. I wanted them to get out of this. I didn't care that they had to take a Resident Evil 4 style speedboat to go to the next island. Remember, when you play Resident Evil 4 and you think it's over, and then you're like, "Oh no, he's on the other island," and then that's what that scene was, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this is fire, bro!" I would love to play a game based on this.
Yeah,
it was cool. Japanese, totally Japanesed out, and I love it.
And I love the design of the computer science labs. It's like it's
that's
just
what they look like.
It's just the stuff everywhere. I mean, yeah, it is literally what they look like. They are that creepy. But if you ask any computer science student, but yeah, I liked this movie. I didn't love it because I felt like it went a little too long. Towards the end, it became very like apocalypse vibes, which I wasn't expecting at all either. Do you feel like these two stories like should have intersected, or they should have just kept them separate and basically had two movies going? Because I felt like they kind of forced the intersection. You know what I mean? Like
I have a problem with it because it was a novel concept when it came out, and it was a unique take, and he wanted to tell the story, but probably people wouldn't pay attention to the movie if they just stole a straight up teenage angst story. Instead, they dressed it up behind this event that's happening around them to push the characters together and add compulsion to the narrative, right? Because now you have to go visit with Haruka-san. You can't stay in your apartment and drink Coca-Cola Classic and play. You have to go outside, and that gives them a compelling reason, right? You really need a really compelling reason, and I think that was good.
All right. I want to know what Time thinks of the movie now, because he hasn't said.
He has.
I have. I've talked.
No,
I've said things.
You said things. You haven't said what your overall thoughts of the movie was.
I've said statements.
I'm waiting. You're about to come out and go, "This was the most boring piece of shit movie I've ever seen. Why did you pick this, Mitch? You're an idiot." Well, you wanted to watch it too as well, but I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah. I understood what the movie was trying to say. I understood thematically what it was pushing. I didn't care. I didn't. It. There's nothing about it that made me like go, "Oh shit, this is interesting." I zoned out a lot of times.
Mm.
I tried to pay attention. It was just like I don't want to say it was a boring. It was so slow for me.
Mm.
The stuff with the ghosts and just the overall ambience of the movie, I loved. The ghosts were creepy. They didn't do they didn't do white face like like I thought they were gonna do. But they were like these things were creepy. The multiple times you saw the ghost like walk towards people and like their movements were so like yeah, it was almost like he was like doing interpretive dancing, and it was like,
Yep.
this is so weird. I don't like this. It makes me uncomfortable.
Did you see The Ring?
I've never seen The Ring, no.
Oh, you have to see that.
But that looks.
You see the American version of The Ring, you might shit yourself.
No,
it's
it looks
actually
super
fucking scary.
The American
The
version's
Ring and The
good.
Grudge look very uninteresting to me. That's why I've never like
I'm
wanted to
just
watch
saying,
them.
like the couple
Fair
of
enough.
scenes that they actually fucking get you, bro.
And plus,
There's
they're so
something about
like
them.
in like the pop
Ingrained
culture
in-
that like I
yeah.
know what they are. Yeah, so it's like they wouldn't get me. Not because they're
Okay.
not scary, just because like I know what they are, obviously.
Okay.
Mm.
But yeah, just there. It was just hard to get into and stay focused on it. But there were parts of it that I liked. Again, the paranormal part of it, I really enjoyed. But as far as like the personal and the loneliness for it, loneliness part of it, it was all right. And then towards the end, it was just like it was too much.
I started watching this movie and I wasn't in the mood for this slow type of burn, and so I stopped watching it because I was like in a energized mood, and I just couldn't sit still. I just couldn't fucking get into it, right? And so I stopped it, and then I waited until I was in a more of a mood, and I'm glad I did that because then I these type of movies, these Japanese movies, they're just a fucking different vibe, right? It's a different wavelength, it's a different heart rate or something. It's just it's a slow, and you have to give into it and just like observe around you what's happening, all of the little things, like all the little details are what makes, in my opinion, Japanese art so compelling. It's like just a little way that the guy had all those Coca-Cola classic cans, like he was like really into, like they do like little interest and like the way they dress them, and just like I don't know, just like the little things. Like I have to get myself into like a pensive contemplation mood, like almost like Zen, and just like reflective, and like I'm just observing the whole scene, like just like when you look at a painting from a Japanese art, you have the mountain and the ocean and the and the separation of the things, and I thought it was interesting. And I do find the internet can be very lonely, even though it brings us all together. There's something missing when we're just communicating electronically that you don't get when you're in the room with somebody, because you don't have the pheromones and the heat from the people, and just like it's just a different thing. It's like eating unnutritious food that fills your stomach, right? It's like eating food that fills you up. You feel full, but then you're slowly getting sick from vitamin depreciation. And I get that all the time from like streaming and stuff, like interacting with all these people all this time, and then you're done, and then you just feel this sense of loneliness or something. I don't know what it is, but it's just like a non-nutritious meal or something. I don't know.
Welcome in, Camp 702. First time chatter, am I right?
Welcome,
Oh,
Cam.
Cam, what's going on, Cam? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, W.
Good to see you.
Welcome in. I liked this movie. Like, I feel like once I finished the movie, like while I was watching it, there were a lot of dialogue scenes that I felt like didn't add anything, and I felt like I don't know how to explain it. Like, I felt like they were kind of just like connective tissue to move to the next thing, or just stalling. But overall, once I finished the movie, like the way the movie made me feel was like extremely just like upset, and I think that's a positive, like a really positive aspect. Like, it made me realize just like how much how sad Japanese society kind of is at this moment. Or was in 2001. It's just gotten worse. Yeah, I want to go over there.
JC, you and me, we can teach them how to love again.
you and me.
Yeah, you and I. Not Tommy, because he's gonna laugh, and it's not funny.
Even that, like,
someone has to film these interactions.
That's true.
Like that final scene, right? Like even he couldn't overcome it, Even though he said he was fine, he said he could, like, he wanted to come with him. Like, that final scene really got to me. Where you see his shadow, or like, his mob shadow,
the reveal, I guess you would say, that was like, oh shit,
on the boat. Yeah. That really got to me. I was spending time with the classic AI jump scare in Prague with what I thought was a floating ghost orb, but it's a ceiling fan.
Do you see this, JC? This orb has been circulating all October. I don't know what it is, and then portals keep opening in the garages around me, and like I don't want to go in there.
It's not AI. This is a screenshot from the movie. It's not going to jump out in.
This is all real shit.
It's not going to jump out 3 minutes. It's not going to jump out 3 minutes.
And even like this movie doesn't have any jump scares, which I was surprised by. Yeah.
They don't do that over there, man. None of those movies have any jump scares. It's
even
almost
The
like no, it's just like a fucking creepy vibe, and they just run with it for like 20 minutes so that you never get out of it. And I think that just maybe scares that culture more. Maybe the audience over there appreciates that type of scare more than the way we do. It's just a different. The cake was baked in a different oven. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to keep saying. Because that's my vibe, bro. I'm just so fucking chill. I'm just a chill dude, bro.
Love, like, throughout the movie, you start noticing that people are disappearing around them. Like, like they don't notice, but the train stops because obviously the driver has disappeared, and like, it's a very slow realization that like the computer labs start, like, the computer labs started off with quite a few people, and then they slowly like became deserted, and that's also an aspect that I found very like unnerving, very eerie, until it's basically there's no one left and it's like Borderland.
They didn't have the budget to do a story like that, JC. You can't depopulate Tokyo and not have it be a fucking bigger deal.
I'm saying they did a good job with it.
Listen, that's a city of how many millions of people? You can't just like all of a sudden people are disappearing. Everything would be blowing up all the time.
Impressive.
Like, you have infrastructure, and I don't know. I feel like they didn't have the budget to pull that shit off. To talk about the C-130 blowing up and like just like
towards the end, it started giving me like kind of like a Silent Hill vibes.
I feel like they wanted to make a sequel, and they never did, and they just wanted to open up the map to get a fucking, they wanted the DLC to come out and never did.
The scenes in Tokyo, like an empty Tokyo, reminded me of what? Whoa, hold on. What happened? What happened?
About what?
I don't know. What was that weird reaction?
Time laughed at what I said, because everything I say is about video games when it comes to this, and he laughed, and then I laughed.
When you think about it, it's true. Like,
happy.
it opens up like a whole other part of the map.
Bro. It's just a fucking Capcom game.
Like, the
Square Enix. But I love those things. I love it.
You just said what I said, but you said it louder. Fuck you.
No, I said it better, and so it's my
ending now. The empty Tokyo reminded me of the opening of 28 Days Later. And I started the third season of Alice in Borderland, which has like a lot of like empty New York stuff. You guys seen Alice in Borderland?
No, I didn't. No.
The first season's okay, but the second season I think is like an action masterpiece. Like, it has some of the best action.
What network is on?
It's on
Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I canceled Netflix. Those fucking dumb bitches. I canceled them.
I just started the third season. It's okay so far, but the second season, like, action.
What is the setting?
It's set in Tokyo. The premise is essentially.
Give me a 2-sentence. I don't need a whole fucking. I mean, is it like, what's the vibe? Like, what is the setting? Like, what is the aesthetic? Is it future, past? Is it
future?
Action? Like,
it's like desolate Tokyo. The premise is essentially that these three groups of guys, this group of three, they're running from the cops. They hide in a bathroom, and then when they leave the bathroom, they're in an empty Tokyo, and they have to compete in these like games that are designated by playing cards.
All right. Squid Games type shit.
Sort of, yeah. Sort of.
It came out like right after Squid Games, which was funny.
Did come out.
There's a movie called Battle Royale, which is about Japanese children that are left on an island, and that is one of the progenitors, and that's a word that Time loves me to say every week. Progenitor of the genre of game show assassination. Thank you for your
Battle
time.
Royale is awesome.
Yeah, Battle Royale is a great original movie, and I remember hunting for that movie because everyone, like, I heard about it and I just said, "Oh God, that sounds so sick." and it was
Well,
sick. It was good.
I heard about Battle Royale because everyone said that the Hunger Games was a ripoff of it. And
Was it?
That's true.
Pretty much.
And it's also a ripoff of Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies is also bitten by that, but it's a different context, right?
Yeah.
But it's more like specifically a society forcing a bunch of people to kill each other in an arena, like
and children, not just people, but
what
children.
What are you doing, Time? You're trying to
Ram. That is
She
what
gonna
Flame
move?
used to look like once a blue moon ago.
Was Flame a goth?
Yeah,
Back in the
kind of, sort of.
Really?
Kind of, yeah.
God, that's a new skin that we have
She
to
had
get
a
for the
goth
DLC
phase.
pack. What if we download it and give it as a freebie to everyone, and they can enjoy
no
that,
freebies,
and they'll buy
freebies.
the expansion?
We are owned by Saudi Arabia now. There's no freebies.
Oh my
You're right.
God, I know. We have only 15 months to stop the fucking sale. Let's keep fighting.
Who else is disappointed by Bill Burr showing up to that?
That
Me?
is
Fucking
the
festival.
funniest shit.
They're all full of shit.
Couldn't
All the
believe
stuff that
it.
he said in the
Joe
past.
Rogan's full of shit.
Yeah.
He shows up to MMA. You know, it's all fucking.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'm gonna stop playing that game, JC. If this sale goes through, if the regulatory, I can't play it anymore, dog. You don't think so? You don't know me, dog. You don't know me. I stop shit that you would never believe that I could stop, and I do it.
You
all
still
the
go to
time.
Walmart. I saw you the other day at Walmart. I high-fived you in Walmart.
I've never been to a Walmart.
I high-fived you in there.
Never in the parking lot.
You're gonna switch to
Not
eFootball.
once.
Prague.
I don't know what I'm going to do, JC. It makes me very sad because I'm really having a good time. But like, I do have scruples, and that's over the line, man. That's over the line. They are over the line. It's too much.
This is your
what
time,
they do.
Konami. Bring it back.
And
Bring Pro Evolution Soccer back.
2K's coming out with a Lego soccer game. Maybe we'll try that. I don't
yeah,
fucking
that's
know.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
I hope somebody comes out with a Saudi-free edition that
Saudi-free?
respects human rights and redress of grievance and egalitarian meritocracy and OSHA standards, all those things.
They switched to FC because FIFA's not involved anymore. I thought FIFA was creating their own. Like, I thought FIFA was doing their own.
They did. It's PES version. It's free and it's not good.
No, you're talking about eFootball, but that's
eFootball. Isn't that Konami?
But it's not FIFA.
Oh, and there's a third one. No, there is a third one that FIFA made that nobody plays. Like there's FIFA, there's the other one that's maybe 10% play, and then there's the one that really
no one plays.
Yeah.
What did Bill Burr do?
He took money.
He did the
Riyadh
Comedy Festival, which is basically a festival for the Prince of. It's for the royal family of this Saudi Arabia, right? Like they run it. Yeah, essentially. It's basically taking Saudi money.
Don't talk about free speech and the rights of people here, and then go over there and don't do it there.
Oh, my favorite thing.
I would have respected Bill Burr if he went over there and he fucking sent the filthiest set of his fucking life, and then he got locked up. Then that would have been sick.
That would have been
cut his hands off and sent him home.
He did my
favorite thing about this whole thing is Bill Burr constantly saying in the past how there shouldn't be billionaires. Fuck billionaires. People should get paid a living wage and all that stuff. Which he's right. But then he goes and does this, and it's like
what?
Come on, man.
Ram, do you think that disrespecting human rights is a cultural? Do you think that's a race? Hold on, I got someone in chat who's fucking rubbing me the wrong way. What is not?
There's a Starbucks in Israel. Like,
having
what are you talking about?
Human rights standards have to do with race. Ram, I'd love to know. Can you please reiterate that?
Right. It sounds racist.
Like, what race does human rights have? That's you know what's racist is you saying that because they're not of a certain race that they can't have egalitarian meritocracy.
I mean, they literally had like a slave army in.
I'll be waiting
Arabia.
for you.
So you gotta get an army somehow, you know.
But
who amongst us hasn't had a slave army? You know, glass houses, guys.
But let's get back to this movie.
JC, I have an idea. I have an idea about a plan because they do have to get regulatory approval in 7 jurisdictions, and within those 7 jurisdictions, there's between 3 and 4 regulatory boards. And if you could just slow it down a little bit, it becomes really annoying for the buyer. And so if you can just target one, like Oceania and Australia might have a more compelling access to regulatory. Because they have laws, time that they have to get public review, and if they start the public review process, by statute, it adds another year.
They're just going to pay them off.
We call it a royal commission.
Well, then they have to change the law.
they
they
have to do a
aren't
lot
gonna
of
do
things.
that.
They're not going to do that.
What were
It
you gonna
happens
say,
all the
Tom?
time. Do you know how many sales of major businesses have not gone through because of regulatory
We have
kerfuffles?
so
Look it
many
up on
monopolies
Google.
in
You
this
can
fucking
Google it.
country.
It happens every year. You just don't hear about it because you don't pay attention.
PG&E has murdered millions of people, and we still give them bailouts.
The idea is just to make it a painful thing and make it last longer,
throwing it
and then
out
they
there.
start costing everyone money, and then maybe they decide to
So
sell it
what
to
I was
somebody
going to
else.
say,
You had an idea, Simon?
I had an idea. Well, I just want to poll the room. Okay.
Yeah, Saudi government free.
Here we go.
Yeah,
So my question is, it's actually about Saudi Arabia. So, anyways,
Saudi's not a race.
Not about Japan.
There's
We're
Sunni.
way off Japan.
It's about the movie specifically, kind of.
Hmm?
Do you guys feel like if you watch a movie that's in the same, I guess, genre,
Mhm.
and it's like really good, and then you go and watch a movie that's in obviously the similar genre, and it's not as good, do you think that's a mistake that you need like a longer buffer time to like separate those movies to appreciate one over the other, or do you think it's okay to watch those movies back to back to back and you can appreciate them for what they are?
I'm not sure.
You know what I mean?
That's a weird.
I
That's
do
a
like
weird
to watch
question.
them back to back. I do like
Yeah.
to get in there, like
Do
the
you?
Ari Aster bender I went on. I'll
Mhm.
just because then I get to live in that world longer and notice things more about what they're trying to do all the time in a
Yeah.
genre or from a director.
If you watched Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, let's just cap it at 3. Those 3 movies, first time ever watching them, you watch them back to back to back. Do you think that's okay, or do you think it's better to space them out like a week?
I don't know. I like the way that I watch films. I kind of just take them as they are, and I guess if I'm in the mood, it really depends. Because if I'm in the mood for both on one night, then I'm in the mood for both on one night. And yeah, I don't know. It's a weird question.
Because I watched this after watching The Substance, and I feel like I might not have appreciated this because of The Substance.
Because you love The Substance.
Why do you like The Substance so much?
It was insanely great. Did you guys not like it?
I saw it. I didn't freak out over it. I thought it was okay.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
No, tell me why you like it. That's okay. I'm not trying to. I'm interested to hear what I missed.
I misremember
like,
both
tell
of you
me.
guys because I could have swore you both were like glowing about it.
No,
I saw
really
it in a
like
weird
Revenge.
setting. I saw it with a bunch of people in a fucking watch party, so I really didn't get a good fucking vibe. You know, I have to sit down and watch it again.
Yeah.
But tell me, I want to learn. Like, tell me what you got out
I want to
of
hear
it.
Jason's has to say it real quick. Go, Jason.
Yeah, what I was going to say was I really like Revenge, and I remember The Substance like getting a lot of hype at the time, and that's why I picked Revenge for the podcast. But then I saw The Substance, and like my kind of thoughts was I felt like it had a message that it established at the start of the film, and then it just beat you over the head the whole movie. Like I felt like it was saying the same thing every scene.
It felt ideological too. It felt like it was made by right-wing Hollywood because all the actors in it happen to be right-wing,
like
fucking
Dennis Quaid.
luminaries.
But
right? It was definitely about adrenochrome. Right? Like the movie's definitely about huge shit, right?
No.
They're basically taking the essence of an unknown location. They go to a secret spot and then they inject it into themselves. That's basically the storyline that Q teaches about adrenochrome.
Well, adrenochrome is the source of it is very different, but yeah.
I know, but they don't articulate what the real source is in this. But it's kind of like
the real source is yourself.
Oh, it's kind of like
I love the visuals and the aesthetic of that movie a lot. But
okay.
But yeah, I found that it was very repetitive. It was saying that the same thing over and over, and I
Hollywood's
felt like
corrupt. I get it.
Hollywood's corrupt, but also like female beauty standards are like astronomical and through the
Demi
roof.
Moore was great in it.
Yeah,
she did a great
fantastic.
Job.
Like
she's
Demi
wonderful.
Moore
And the acting
is
performances
incredible.
are great.
But there was an episode of the Cabinet of Curiosities that I felt was very similar and did a better job. And there was another
That's
one
a great
as well.
series too. People should watch that. The Guillermo del Toro anthology on Netflix.
And there was another one. I remember writing in my review about it on Letterboxd. Hold on.
The practical effects of that movie were insane.
Incredible.
Yeah, they were
crazy.
Cool.
Yeah. The ending really reminded me of the Suspiria remake. I don't know if you guys saw the Suspiria
I haven't seen it yet.
remake.
It's on my list to
Suspiria?
Suspiria,
I've never heard of that.
the
no.
Tom York soundtrack and the
Tom York, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a great, like the original is really good and the
Surreal.
remake's really good. Like
super surreal, like Ari Aster times 11 surreal.
That's it. What did I write? There was another movie that it reminded me of. Oh yeah, the Neon Demon.
Never heard of that either.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
I don't know what that is either.
The
my
Neon
man.
Demon. You've seen Drive, right?
Yes.
It's the same director.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the same
That was
director. Yeah,
awesome.
he made a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I haven't.
made a
I have
movie
to
called
check
The
that
Neon
out.
Demon. That movie really reminded me of.
Yeah, that movie it was crazy. I thought the message of unrealistic beauty standards and chasing them constantly was just like very like on the nose, but like in a good way.
Mhm.
The body horror of it was just frightening and amazing
you
at the
out.
same time. Yeah, like it started off slow for me, but once it got into it, like yeah, like I said, it started off slow, and the whole Dennis Quaid thing, I was like, this is stupid. And then yeah, I hated that. And then he didn't fucking wash his hands when he peed, which annoys me.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
And then he ate right after that, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But after that, as soon as the substance gets introduced, I just felt like it was just breakneck speed of just like crazy. And then the ending, I didn't expect the last half hour. I was like, where are they going to go with this? And then they reveal what they reveal. If you haven't seen it, watch it. But when they reveal what they
Have you
reveal,
seen?
it is insane. And
Have
I
you
was
seen
just
Invasion
like,
of the Body Snatchers?
I have not seen that movie.
It's kind of there's some parallels to that movie to
Is it a
this
body
too,
horror
but
movie
it's
too?
obviously a different setting and it's an invasion. And that's a really good movie to see in the late 70s. There's some fucking really spooky
who made
scenes
that
in that
movie?
one. There's a couple versions. There's a
That's-
50s version. There's a modern
No.
version. There's a mid 80s, 70s
It's
version.
John
That's the one you
Carpenter,
want.
right? Invasion
John
of
Carpenter?
Body Snatchers, is it?
It's been remade many times. It was
But
originally in
the
the
famous
50s.
one with Donald Sutherland.
I think so. I don't recall, but the Sutherland one is the one I'm talking about. That's a creepy movie. There's some really good performances in that.
Oh, I don't know
Philip Kaufman
if
directed that.
if Fox is referencing the substance, but the sell by date of beauty is like the perfect tagline of that fucking movie.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I mean, that's just facts.
I there was some interesting stuff. Like, I really liked the fact that they felt like different, like to themselves, like from their point of view, they saw themselves as different people, even though they're experiencing the same thing. Like, she hated herself essentially. Like, they weren't disconnected. Even though that's her own actions. Like, she did that.
Couldn't let go of the reality that she was not that type of actor anymore, that she needed to get different roles. She wanted to still play the
like that scene where she's cooking.
And, like, this happens.
Oh yeah.
It was really interesting. I just found it like too beat you over the
too
head.
much. Okay,
and too on the nose at the end.
Would give it a positive review, and I did like it.
I did like it too,
but I'm not like, you know.
Yeah, I think
it's like a 75 for me.
For me, I think it sneaks into my top 10 movies of all time. Like, I was blown away by it.
Interesting. I have to see it again and like pay attention.
The thing that I like too is I like pointing things out. Like in movies, you're like, oh, that's cool. Like that's a cool reference or whatever. So having watched Revenge, one of the guys from Revenge, like one of the main guys that does that stuff, he's in the movie, and I was like, there he is.
That's that guy. It's the really like gross one from Revenge, right?
Yeah, not the fat one, the other one. Yeah.
It's like a really elevated Twilight Zone or Outer Limits episode with high degree of production.
Yeah.
And I love stuff like that. Anything like science fiction-y and horror. Like, I'm already in. You already get 50 points for me just off jump, just because of the subject and the creepiness. And it's also talking about real issues and stuff. So
I also think like, I know it's against the movie scenes, but I think it's Margaret Qualley in that movie is the best anyone's ever looked in anything. Like, it's not even close.
That's what was fucking crazy about like her aesthetic was like too perfect almost, right? It was like, what? It was just like artificially good, right? Because she was just like, you know, it just doesn't seem human at that point. There's no flaws. Like, you need some flaws in order to make it like real for me. Like, it has to be. It's not real if it's like, you know, it looks like it walked off a fucking screen, you know. I don't know.
So we should retitle this as
it's a duo review.
Pulse
it's a mishmash.
Pulse.
We'll get more viewers.
the Substance review.
It's a mashup.
It was a little
Yeah,
slightly tore.
What
slight
did Pulse
detour.
and Substance have in common? Let's try to find a
Oh,
link
yeah,
here.
we should do that. We should do
It
double
talked
reviews.
about
Yeah, we should do-
relationships.
Yeah.
It was talking about isolation, and
yeah,
Demi Moore is
loneliness.
trying to
Yes.
find love through performance and
He's
through theater
extremely
instead of like
lonely.
looking towards her people around her, and just turn around and look at your loved ones.
And
Everybody,
you can
that's what
see
you
a
need to
few
do.
parallels between LA and
Yeah,
Tokyo,
Tokyo,
and kind of the same
Isolation.
sort of isolation culture.
People
That
are
Sometimes
looking
you just
outside
turn
of
around.
themselves for love. They have to look around and like just look nearby.
I don't think there's anything about beauty standards in in Pulse though. Like
No,
Inner
because they're
beauty. It's
flawless
inner
beauties.
beauty.
All
Inner
those
beauty.
beautiful
Yeah.
young adults
Mhm.
fighting phantoms in Tokyo have no beauty issues at
no
all. Like
issues.
Yeah.
beautiful, just like, and like this is the thing I love. I'm going to talk about the wardrobe again and the way the actors look, because like it's casual beauty. That's the thing, right? It looks like they didn't take any time to put themselves together, but they're just like they're on fleek, right? Like just the way the jeans are rolled up and the selection of the Mary Janes and the tops, and just to me, it just really reminded me about the best things about late '90s couture. And I really liked, it really resonated with me. And I know that sounds crazy, but I just really into fucking clothes and stuff for some
50
reason.
in the movie.
Even
I don't
though I
think
dress
there's
like an
anyone.
idiot.
I don't think there's anyone over 50 in Pulse. No, I think they're all.
It's a Charlie Brown movie, essentially. I was waiting for Woodstock and Snoopy to pop up.
Maybe the
There's
greenhouse boss.
It's only kids.
Might have been over 50.
Oh yeah, the old
greenhouse
guy.
boss.
Yeah, and he's like playing with the hose one scene.
He wasn't
but
over
they're all
50.
out of touch. They're talking about the fact that the older generation doesn't really talk to the younger generation, and there's no, like, it seems like they're disconnected from them as well.
His
right?
advice was so weird. Like when
What'd he say?
he's like, you shouldn't talk to him. Like he's like, you shouldn't talk to your friend. Like, isn't that what friends are for? To not talk to it? What wasn't like? You remember when he sits on the chair, and it kind of reminded me of that scene from the room. You know the scene I'm talking about, where they're on the rooftop and
The Room. Are we doing a triple review? I love it.
Doesn't it
like
come to
Yabe,
high mark?
like Yabe walks into his like room like a zombie, and she's like, I don't know what to do about him. And then her boss basically is like, you shouldn't talk to him. Let him be. I can't remember exactly what the
just let him be isolated. Let him stay alone in his room forever, and like he'll work it out.
This is what friends are for. Like he sits down in the chair and he's like, "This is what friends are for, right?" Ignoring each other or something like that. And I was like, that is the worst advice I've ever heard from anyone.
And that's they're trying to resonate. That's trying to like explain why we got to this position, because like there was a lot of generations that felt that way, and like they were just very staid and decorum, and don't show your feelings, and don't bother anyone else with what's going on with you. That's another big thing in the culture. They don't like to bother anybody with their problems at all.
Yeah. Do we want to wrap this up? Wrap up Pulse.
Sure, we can do that.
I'll start.
Okay.
I like this movie. I didn't love it. I felt like I love the aesthetic. I love a lot of the creep factor of this movie. I felt very sad after it finished. But it was too long, and the last like half an hour kind of just like completely derails and doesn't really. And also, I didn't really understand the rules. Really, like I didn't really understand how the Forgotten Rooms connected to the kind of the analog internet horror aspects of it. It felt very random. But I did feel I felt very sad afterwards, and I guess that's worth something. I'd probably give it a 65 out of 100.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Do you want me to go second and the time goes last?
I'll go. Yeah, I mean, I already said I thought this movie was I'm trying not to say boring anymore, because I think that's unfair to a lot of movies. You know, it's just it's not for me. You know, and again, I like the creepiness of it, the unnerving, unsettling stuff, like everything that it made me feel on that plane. I liked it, but I just think it took an unnecessary path to get there sometimes, and I just felt like that subject matter didn't really appeal to me. The loneliness. I understood it thematically again, like I said, but as far as like, it didn't make me feel anything on that level. It's definitely worth a watch. I mean, I would recommend this to anyone to watch it. It's creepy, unnerving, unsettling, all that stuff. It is on the long side, even though it's under 2 hours. It's on the long side.
It's almost exactly 2 hours.
Yeah,
almost.
So I would rate this. I'd probably give it a 60. Yeah.
If you're somebody who gets scared easily, this is a perfect kind of movie for you, because like if you like, there's some people who just really get really spooked out by any ghostly stuff, and like I think you would really enjoy that if you're that type of viewer. If you enjoy Japanese culture and you want to like you haven't ever explored the horror, the late 90s, early 2000s, The Grudge and Ringu and Pulse, definitely watch this with those three. I would watch the three-peat of those just to get the vibe. And like, it's interesting. This movie's the other thing that I haven't mentioned yet. The soundtrack was very minimal.
Oh yeah,
very fucking bare. Is there
bare bones? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there definitely
very
is.
Little, right? And so that's another thing that they like to do.
The ambient music it did have though was really good though. I will say that.
Yeah, and so like they like in an American scary movie scene, they like to fuck with you with the music, right? They fuck you with you with the sound. What the Japanese seem to do is just like go silent and just have the weird moving akimbo and like having dancers perform the ghost role by, so they can move weird. Like there's a lot of these movies in this trilogy where the ghost monster comes towards you very slowly, or like comes at you fucking weird, or like that's what you see constantly. And like I am someone who enjoys this type of horror because it's different and it's unique. And like I remember when it first came out, and like nobody really saw anything like The Ring, right? The way that worked. Like the first time you saw that, like now we've seen it a million times. It's not going to affect us. But the first time you saw it, it was really different. And it was really, it kind of fucked with you a little bit because it was different. And like, that's the way to really scare somebody, is you have to get them in a way they haven't been got before. You have to show them they haven't seen it. Or like I was talking to JC before this movie started. We were watching this horror movie called what was it? Fuck the Taking of Deborah
Logan.
Logan. And like that was a pretty mediocre movie until the end, and they just had this amazing reveal that I didn't expect, and I really elevated it, right? And it was just something simple as that can elevate the mediocrity of a genre type film, and like science fiction, horror, action, gunplay. Like those westerns, like you can see a million westerns and most of them are going to be cookie cutter. But you see that one western where they have that scene where something different happens, and I really appreciate it. And I really like that. I enjoy it. I think if people should see it. It's not like run out and fucking, it's not going to scare the shit out of you unless, you're easily scared by stuff like this. But like, as for a film student, I think it's important to watch. There's different ways to scare people. There's different ways to present fear and build scenes. And like, this is just another way of attacking the issue. I give the movie a 67, which is, and
we're pretty on the same.
I'll recommend it.
Yeah.
We're on the same plane with this one. Very close scores.
Same pulse.
Same pulse. Good. Very nice. Why was the movie called Pulse, by the way?
I don't know.
Because the internet, the way it used to work, dial-up was just phone pulses, right? Over the phone line, they would send pulses in a dial-up modem.
That was the scariest part, the dial-up sound.
Yeah. The Japanese
I don't know how
title,
we got
title
anything
is
done back then.
Right.
The Japanese title is Kero, which means circuit, which is a better title, I think. But
circuit is better because it talks about the relationship. Because interconnectedness of circuits is all about how the device works. It's not just and they're all independent transistors too, so they can act independently, but they really work better in conjunction.
Yeah, and what Fox said, it's hard to keep up energy to watch a sad movie. It drains you so hard by the way you explain this, and yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
Fox has a crazy knowledge of Korean cinema, and we watched a very sad Korean horror movie last week. They go for the sorrow for sure. That was The Wailing. I don't know if you've seen that, JC.
I need to
that's
watch
a
The
very
Wailing.
sorrowful. Like it's a fucking heavy experience. At the end of it, you're like, oh god, I gotta go get some sun.
Memories of Murder, I remember being like that as well. Like very
impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of what the point of the end of the movie is. She decides to keep going, even though she feels so lonely. Yeah. While everyone else just kind of, and I really like. There's a line where she basically says, like, all of these people, are they any different from ghosts? And she's referring to like people who are, stuck in their rooms, lonely.
Mhm.
Are they any different to ghosts? And I think that's the main thesis of the movie is what's the point of this life, like living like this, if like there's no difference between being a ghost and just being um stuck in your room lonely.
Who's
I guess
the real cannibal here?
Who's the real what?
Who's the real cannibal?
Who are you
Indeed.
pointing at? Who are you pointing at?
It was like
I can't see the edge.
It was like a freeze frame.
Yeah, I can't see
Now
the
my
edge.
camera's
I
freaking
know.
out.
Yeah,
My camera's freaking out. Am I ghosting out right now?
You're
Look at my
ghosting out.
camera. It's
Oh,
not. It's
yeah,
like,
it's not-
am I
it's not
real?
focused.
Pulsing. Yeah.
he's pulsing.
Pulsing.
Well, like
Come on,
this
come
could
on.
be a scene from the movie. Like something
Yeah.
could pop up in the corner, or not pop up, but like you could see a face in the corner
Mhm.
or something.
What are we going to scare people with next week? It's
Yeah,
time
well,
to
this
talk
is your
about next week.
choice. This is your choice, Prag, which
So,
I was
like,
interested by.
We'll watch.
I have a story to tell about this selection because what happened is I got conned by an Australian, and I was sitting nicely alone in my bungalow one evening by myself, minding my own business, and I get a DM, and it says, "Do you want to watch the AFL grand finale with me?" And I'm like, I think I know what that is. Yeah, I guess. And he got me all excited and chuffed up, and I go to the watch party. And
We do
and
watch most of it.
We watched most of it. It was great. We had a lot of fun. And then JC suddenly says, I have to go. He invited me to a party just to abandon me. And then I was so dumb that I thought I was going to be at the party the whole evening. So I bet with him on one of the teams and I lost. And so he gets 2 picks and he gets to decide. He gets one of my picks.
Hold on, not this time.
JC, go ahead. Not this time.
This time?
Not this time. No. You said you gave me
Why did you do that whole
a break for Halloween because you know I love scary spookiness. And so you're going to get me when I least expect it at a time and place of your choosing.
Yeah, so that's what I won. Is I got like one of his like slots, film slots. But you get to have your pick this time.
Yeah. And so I was like, we're playing this game where I'm trying to scare people who say they can't be scared by cinema, and I'm trying to dig deep into horror movies that are a little different and a little like I haven't seen, and so I'm like digging through all these lists, and I finally find this movie called The Ugly Stepsister, which I don't know anything about. I only have seen the image of the
poster
thing. The poster. Yeah. I'm not going to watch the trailer. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I don't know if it's wild. I don't know what it is.
Right? The Ugly Stepsister.
This year I think it's A24, right? Or something. Yeah. It's an indie film. I think so. I think that's where I found it on the A24 list. I'm not quite sure though. Don't quote me on that.
The vibes it gives me is Goodnight Mommy, which is another movie that came out a while ago.
But, it is not A24.
Okay. Is it IFC or something?
Neon?
I don't know.
It's on AMC.
It's distributed by Scanbox Entertainment.
Yeah.
Scanbox. Okay,
I'm looking forward
that's
to
what
it.
we're watching, and
because I've heard good things, so we'll.
I didn't pick a movie that got a 25, right? You know, I didn't really check the review. It's on. Okay, yeah, you can rent it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I got it. I can watch it.
Cool,
for sure. 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. 96%.
Right? That might be good. Like we might find a low-key banger here. So let's good thoughts, and I hope it's fun.
I saw the poster, and I immediately thought of one movie.
What's that?
Uglies. What about Black Swan? Is Black Swan a scary movie? Is that a Halloween movie? Do you think, JC?
It's a thriller.
It's thriller. It's got some scary scenes in it.
Got some scary shit in the end. I think it's a great movie.
I love when you go to Google and you type in. I do like Aronofsky. I like some of his stuff.
Even Noah?
I haven't seen Noah, but
you haven't? It's actually really good. It's really interesting.
I think people misunderstood Mother. I really liked Mother.
I haven't seen it, but I probably agree with you.
What's that, Tom?
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think people completely misunderstood Mother. And underestimate what it actually is.
It's about planet Earth. Like that's what I was told. It's about that's what the director said in the interview.
I think you need to watch. You need to watch the movie.
I need to watch the movie. You're right. There's a lot of
Yeah.
fucking things I need to do. Substance needs to be rewatched because I must have missed something. Because I respect what you guys are saying about it now. I just think I was distracted.
I didn't love it. I liked it though, and I still think Carly Faget's like incredibly
If Roman
talented
Polanski directed The Substance, it would have been better. I'm saying it.
What was I going to say? I love when you go to Google and type in The Ugly Stepsister. It says story by Brothers Grimm. They brought them back from the dead.
Oh shit!
To write this movie.
No spoilers.
It's the
well, they probably they adapted a traditional folk story, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of Sleeping Beauty,
Cinderella. That's the Cinderella.
I'm just trying to scare everybody, and like I have to come at it in a different way. Maybe this will scare everybody. I don't know.
Scaring is caring.
Scaring is caring because like I want to affect you emotionally, and if I can't scare you, then I can't love you.
I'm not gonna lie. There's not a lot of films I can say scare me.
If I can't scare you.
Yeah. Can you like what are movies that actually scared you guys? Like,
see, this is the thing. It's different times in your life when you have different fears and different. Like it has to catch you from the blind sky. Because lately, not much. It's mostly just grossing me out and like nothing make me feel uncomfortable.
The one that really got me.
Oh shit!
The one that really got me was the Babadook.
I know you keep saying that, but that movie didn't really. It was
do anything for you.
Loose Change.
Loose Change.
Yeah.
Is that a horror movie? It doesn't sound like one.
It's scary to me.
You know what scared me? That fucking musical that we never reviewed that got nominated for Best Picture on Netflix.
Amelia Perez. We gotta watch that. I gotta watch that.
I did watch it.
What do you mean?
Oh my god,
that was a horror movie.
That was a horror movie and a half, dog.
Oh man!
All right, we got to wrap. I got to do a show tonight. Still, I got 4 more hours and 25 more karaoke songs. So I got to get out of here and chat.
Well, this has been fun. As a kid, you're
good night, everyone. Meet me at my channel, Pride Bro, Twitch.tv, and we're gonna sing karaoke for 7 hours. God bless you.
Goodbye.